Welcome back to our fifth video in the Adventures at 50 No Limit video series that we have started. Quickly before we begin, I just want to point out that our account balance is at $1,112. Yesterday I had filmed the fourth video and had planned on filming some more videos. And right when I started the second one, QuickTime Player quit out or had some kind of error right away, and I basically just gave up right after that. And so I think we stopped the video right around, I think we were up maybe like $2 or $4, and starting today we're actually down $4. So moving forward in the future, I don't really plan on filming every session, I don't think, that I do, so I think I'm just going to mention the account balance at the beginning. If there's any major swings in our account balance that happen off camera, then I'll mention those, but otherwise I'll just point out the balance before each session. And so you'll know from there. And we started with $1,000. Today I'm going to start with 3 tables, 2 of these being zone poker and 1 just being a normal speed 6 max 50 no limit game. I'm just going to start with a fold here while I get set up. And the reason I'm doing that is I think there's 20 people in this zone 50 no limit, so I feel like it's potentially going to be slow between hands. So I'm just going to start with the 3 tables, probably drop this one depending on how that starts out for us, or maybe 3 will be too many, maybe it'll be fine. We'll have to see. And once again, I'm going to try to keep these videos between 20 and 30 minutes, as I mentioned last time. I'm going to start here. I'm going to try raising small. Maybe we can get the blinds to fold. Maybe even this player doesn't feel like continuing versus a raise. And we are risking very little. So I don't mind if they call either way. I'm going to 3-bet over here with the ace-king. 350 seems fine from the small blind. I think I'm just going to fold over here after he min-bets. I know we've seen in the past videos a lot of min-bets with random hands that didn't make sense, but don't really feel like fighting with my pocket 2s versus 3 players. I'm going to c-bet over here. It looks like we had 2 callers. The big blind flat called our 3-bet, which is kind of worrisome, but I'm not that worried. I'm going to continue with another bet. Maybe we can check here. I think I'm going to start with a bet, actually. He doesn't have that much behind, so I'm perfectly fine. Playing for stacks. He could be I think we have the best hand a lot of the time, or plenty of the time. This isn't really, I don't think it's that close to a spot. I think it's fine. Just bet, that's fine. It looks like we're off to a good start. So yeah, just to recap of this hand, we were in the small blind. I think in the cutoff he opened to 150. We 3-bet, and the big blind cold called, as well as the initial raiser called the 3-bet. The flop came ace-high with 2 spades, and we just went bet and got called by the big blind. I would assume he had some sort of an ace. And yeah, so we're off to a good start, it appears. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pay enough attention to this game as I should, given that we were playing these 2 zone hands. Because even though it is anonymous, you can still pick up reads on these players for the most part when it's just the same table. So normally it would be nice to be able to pay more attention, but there's going to be a lot of clicking down here, so I feel like this table is just going to be kind of hidden in the background for the majority. I'm just going to check over here with the 5-6, folding the 2-9. We do flop open-ended. We could lead out here. I think I'm going to start with just a min-bet over here, given that he just limped pre-flop. And he does call the heart on the turn. Maybe I I think that's fine. I'm just going to start with a check now after the heart comes on the turn. And he checks behind, and I'm going to call here with the eights out of the small blind. And I think we're just giving up this 5-6 hand. Maybe, yeah, maybe we should have I mean, I think it's fine. We took a stab on the flop. He didn't fold. That's fine. We didn't improve. I think that's okay. I'm going to raise over here with the king jack. I'm just going to make it a standard 3x. Interesting spot on this bottom left table. Think I'll just fold. He leads for a little bit more than pop. Looks like 2/3. We do have a diamond, but given this guy is short, I think I'm just going to fold. Opening pocket fours on this bottom right. So we raise, and the limper decides to lead into us. I think I'm gonna start with a call here. Don't really want to fold it as of right now. I will see bet this bottom right. Yeah, this might be a little hectic with the 3 tables. He bets a little bit larger. I think I'm just gonna fold now. I think we potentially could have the best hand, but I don't really like our chances here. I mean, he could have like some kind of random pocket pair or something. I'm just going to fold. I'm just going to give up. And he doesn't show. Just going to fold jack 8. And it looks like he limps again, this time from under the gun. I think I'll just make the same play and make it 3x with our pocket nines. In the last video I mentioned that we were calling a lot from the blinds with marginal hands, like in this case, and we're check folding at a very high percentage, basically just giving money away. So I'm going to try to play tighter from the blinds or not call as much, and potentially be 3-betting my marginal hands if I decide to play them. But I'm not even sure if that's correct, given that being zone, the starting ranges are going to be a lot tighter than, or potentially a lot tighter than standard games. Just going to fold another marginal-ish spot. I could call there, I guess, but we'll try to stay out of trouble early. Looks like it's up to our, okay, he folds. It's fine, we flop. How did we get in this hand? I guess it was limped pre-flop. We flop bottom pair. I'm just going to fold. I think I'm just going to try min-raising up here. Why not? Not the greatest of starting hands. As we get 3-bet. Can we call 150? Yeah, I'm going to call here. Start with a call. Giving us pretty good odds. Start with a check on the ace-high flop. And I will be taking a stab on the turn, I believe, if he checks back here. But it looks like he might be leading out here with a c-bet, and I'm just going to fold now. Yeah, just going to fold now. As well as folding the 9-3. Fold. Wow, 10 minutes already? That seemed to go by very fast. Just gonna fold queen 9 under the gun. I think I'm gonna start with the 3-bet here after we, well, him being short. Maybe we just call here? With the ace-queen, I really don't want to get jammed on, but I don't know if calling. I guess maybe we'll just try calling. I think maybe 3-betting would be the best play here. I guess I'll just try to avoid tricky situations early in this video, if that's possible. Just call? versus the undergun raiser. Maybe I'll make a really small raise over here from the big blind. It checks to me on the king high flop. I think I'm just going to start with a check here. And I'll start with the c-bet over here after 3-betting pre-flop. 350 seems fine. He quickly calls. I don't like our chances on this bottom left table. Start with a check. And I think we're just giving up this bottom right. I don't know if I like... I think maybe that was fine. And I'm just folding now on this bottom left. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do there. I'm just going to fold 6-4. Ace king again. I wonder if I can see how, not that it matters, but just out of curiosity, how many players. It looks like there's 27 right now. It's not too bad. I think there was only 20 when I started, or 18 maybe. Just going to fold the queen 4. No, thank you. Pocket queens. This guy's been limping a lot. Not that I'm going to do anything about it this hand, but just to take note. I think I'll try starting with a limp down here. King, queen. Sure. Just folding 4-3. He's called every time we've raised after he's limped as well on this table. Interesting spot here. It gets raised in min 3-bet versus a short stack. Maybe I'll try a raise as well. Happy to get it in with him. Maybe I'll keep it something like 350, where when he comes over the top, we will have the option of raising again, depending on who. Okay, and so we will. Okay, he just calls. I'll just call this min raise from the small blind. And he leads out. I think we just fold now on this bottom right table. As well as the bottom left. Alright, I'm just going to fold both of these. In that case, I made it a small 3-bet, anticipating if anyone were to have called, such as the big blind did in that spot, we would have... I think I'll just open 3x here. Sure. We would have had the option again if he came back over the top, which I thought was going to be likely given he only had, I think, $5 back. So when the big blind fighted, if he were to go all in, we would have had the option. Not necessarily that we would have raised, but we would have had the option to raise. Just going to fold. And we do get 3-bet by this limp happy player over here in seat 1. I think I'll just start with a call. I am in the best position. I think I'll start with a call. As does the small blind. I'm just going to fold queen 9 as well as 3-9. We do have an extra time bank over here. I guess we can take advantage of that. I'm going to open this pocket aces, obviously, on the bottom right. I think I could continue here on the flop, but I think I might just be folding. We definitely, well, not definitely, but we could have the best hand. I'm just going to fold, though, as well as the small blind quickly folds behind. We haven't seen any raises from this player, so nothing to note from that besides tend to give him more credit until he proves otherwise. Folding. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe if we had the ace of clubs with the backdoor flush draw, that would have been a spot that would have been more enticing for us to continue. If it wasn't enough. With our 2 overs gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. Gonna call with the queen 4 in the small blind. I mean big blind. I guess, sure. And I'm just gonna fold the king jack from the big blind over here. Start with a min bet. Maybe I should have made $1. Something more like half pot. That's too easy for him to call. We do turn bottom pair, which could be the best hand. And now he bets into us. Interesting line. We've seen quite a few of. I think I might call here. Maybe we're just lighting money on fire. I'm gonna call here and see what he does on the river though. And just call from the button here versus the open, or overcall here from the button, I guess. What could he? Okay, now it looks like I'm just folding. Eek. I don't really like a lot of these spots we've gotten into so far. I think I'm just going to fold now here with the just going to fold. Just going to fold. So that was kind of an interesting line he took. He min-raised pre-flop, check called. We only min-bet the flop. And then he leads more than half pot on the turn and river. I think I'm going to 3-bet over here for value in the small blind. Just gonna fold. These games are noticeably slower after playing so much zone poker. As our friend limps once again. Just gonna fold. Not much I can do about it with that hand, I don't think. Maybe I should have played that hand. And I'm going to open this ace-3 in the small blind after it's folded to me. That's a pretty good flop. I'm going to continue with the same 150 that I made it pre-flop. Hope he decides to continue. He decides to raise this. What to do, what to do. I don't want to fold. I'm obviously not folding. Don't want to time out. Calling looks really strong, but I think I'm just going to call here. Start with a check. Hope he doesn't check bind. Again, I think I'm going to start with a raise here. I can see calling, I can see raising. I think I'm going to make it 19. I think I'm going to raise right here. Whoops. Backlights, come back. 8 on the river. I don't think that's a bad card necessarily. And just going to fold ace-5 as well as this. I'm going all in on this bottom right table. The flush doesn't get there. We could be chopping. He could be... Yeah, okay. He folds. He could have been trying. He could have been playing some sort of flush draw aggressively. Some sort of semi-bluff maybe, like an ace-4, ace-5 type hand. So I think, yeah, I think just flatting the turn would have not been the best play. And that's a spot where I know in a couple of the past videos, I don't think that if anyone is watching this, they've necessarily watched all the past videos, but that is a spot that has come up in the past. I'm going to call here with King Jack, where boards kind of like that, where there are draws on the board, as there were 2 hearts there, that I decided to 3-bet the flop. And I think both times it ended up working, where we ended up getting it in versus a worse hand. And that might have been the case where he had some sort of hand like like an ace-5 of hearts or something, where he had some sort of hand he was very happy with going with. A really strong draw. I'm just going to call here. So maybe we lost value, but then we call again on the 8 on the turn. Maybe we just fold here now? Top pair. I mean, there is just one card to the straight. I guess I'm just going to fold. Maybe leading the flop. No, I think that's fine. So yeah, I forgot what I was mentioning about that hand. Oh, that I could have raised the flop. But yeah, that's fine, I think. Under the gun limp. I'm going to raise here. See if he has any tricky ideas. I always have my guard up. I always think that a limp from under the gun, he's going for the limp raise, but I think he would have let us know pre-flop, given that someone else called our raise. I'm going to call off this queen 2 over here, given it's only $1 to win 650. Not the best of flops, and we're basically done with this hand over here. We do get raised on the jack high board versus the big one. I don't think I'm going to fold yet. Or definitely not going to fold yet. Two on the turn. Maybe that's half pot. I mean, this could be a spot where he was trying to be tricky with like queens, kings, or aces. He could have a worse jack. He could have a hand like queen 9, king, queen. I'm going to continue with the call here on the turn, see what he does on the river. 9, not the best of rivers. King, queen does get there if he decided to play that hand that way. And he just jams the river. I think we're going to have to fold now. Just going to call with this ace-10 up here. I don't think we have the best hand here. Yeah, as it just times out. That's an interesting spot. Just gonna fold here. Okay. All right. Folding the 4-2. Just going to call here with the ace-3 from the small blind. Folding king 5. Are we down a lot at this table? Looks like we're down like $9. I think it's been going fine with the 3 tables so far. Although I'm noticing the camera's a little laggy right now. Which seems to have been a common issue so far in these videos that I filmed. Oops. I'm just going to fold this ace-3, I think, here. Do you have a backdoor flush? Okay, I'm going to start with a 3-bet here on this right table. I think his range is plenty wide, opening from the big blind. You can definitely call with a lot worse. Another great flop for us. I am going to start with a c-bet over here as well, just because I would assume that he is assuming that we are continuing after 3-betting pre-flop, no matter what we had, whether we had a huge hand or a random hand. King on the turn is potentially a good card. If he did improve to some sort of I'm going to start by betting roughly $10 on this right table, bottom right. And he folds. I think that's fine. I didn't really want to check over here on this bottom right table. I'm going to open this 9-7. Kind of worried about this. Maybe we should end this video after these couple hands. It's already been 26 minutes and it seems to be very laggy. And that's, oh, he just jams over here. Okay. Just gonna call. I think I could raise, but and he comes over the top. Great. It's only 10 to 130. Maybe we're just gonna have to call. I mean, we could. I could have seen raising. I don't think I'm gonna fold. I'm gonna call here. Flop is a king. This is definitely a spot where we could have just raised pre-flop. I mean, if this was a tournament, it's kind of different because we're so deep. He quickly checks. I mean, that... I think we're going to end up just going with it here. At like $20, and we're going to have to call if he raises, if I can bet. Thank you. He did check rather quickly. I mean, this could be like aces, but it could also be any other pocket pair. And he does fold, and we we do win the side pot, it looks like, at least. As he flopped the nuts, no big deal, with the royal flush draw. So it looks like we actually made money on that hand. And I guess we could have, I mean, I think on the turn, if we did decide to check, and he does bet or go all in, I was going to call. I think I was going to have to at that point. But I really didn't want to check and see like a 4th spade or something of that nature. But I think if he did have a spade, he would have gotten it in on the flop, given that he had less than a pot size bet. I'm just going to min-raise these pocket 2s over here on this left table. So it's been kind of a swingy session. Oh, and I am sitting out up here. And I think I just timed out. I didn't click sit out. I know I thought I was potentially going to sit out on those tables. I'm just going to fold this 9-10, I guess. And see about this one over here. Oh, and we are really laggy. Okay, I'm going to... You know what, I'm just going to... Hopefully this video... Alright, we're back. Alright, I'm just going to end this video. I'll wait for a big blind up here. And just check. Okay, after these hands, I guess. Check once again. I'm just going to check back again. Hopefully I have the best hand, which don't think is likely. No, it isn't. Wait. Oh, yes, the full house. Okay, so this will conclude the 5th video, and thank you for watching, and I will be back. I'm going to continue the session. Hopefully, I'm going to probably try to restart QuickTime Player, as it seems to be very laggy. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be back shortly with the 6th video. Alright, bye.